And Cassidy, and welcome back to this week's home buyers webinar or our tips and tricks. We've been going through this series talking about how to make a plan to buy your home. And this week we're going to talk about planning for home buyer costs. There's 8 main home buyer costs that you need to be aware of when you go to buy a home. And we're going to talk about these chronologically from your offer until closing on your home and then even after. Number 1 is your earnest money. Your earnest money rolls into your down payment. However, the earnest money is a good faith deposit that you put in at the beginning of the transaction after mutual acceptance that acts as the collateral between you and the seller to follow that contract. Number 2 is your inspection cost. Generally, you'll have a professional inspector come through the property and inspect it. That is one cost that home buyers don't really think about until it actually comes up. So make sure you plan ahead for that. Another one is your closing costs. So these are escrow fees, maybe lender fees if you're using a lender. A lot of people also think that's just the down payment. That's actually separate. Sometimes it's good to budget 2 to 3% for closing costs. And if it's under that, great. Part of those closing costs sometimes are the escrow prepaids. These are your property taxes and your home insurance, and they actually use these prepaids and they leave it in the escrow account. So then it prepays for those for a certain amount of time. After you close on the home, you're also going to have a recurring payment, and that's your monthly mortgage payment or PITI. That's made up of your principal, interest, taxes, and your insurance. And another way to look at this would be your mortgage. So that's your mortgage payment, your homeowner's insurance, your property taxes, and also in there will be your mortgage insurance or PMI if you didn't put 20% down or you're using a certain loan program. So make sure you plan ahead. There's a lot of home buyer costs that people may not think about. It does seem glorious to buy a home, but just make sure you plan ahead for these costs and budget it in before you get out and start looking. Have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. Thanks.